Welcome back to Tokenized. I am, of course, Simon Taylor here at the Avalanche Summit, and I'm talking to Anna, who is the CBO at Dinari. How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you. How are you? Good to be here.
Really good, thank you. I'm excited to learn more about Dinari, so tell us a little bit about you and Dinari, please.
So I'm our Chief Business Officer. I joined actually not that long ago. Originally come out of traditional finance, asset management. Been in the crypto space for about 3 years now. Dinari is the leading provider of tokenized U.S. securities. So we do U.S. stocks, ETFs. We have over 100 names now, and we work with distribution partners around the world. So we have end customers in over 70 countries.
Wow.
And growing very fast.
We'll come back to tokenized stocks, but there's a topic that keeps coming up on our show a lot at the moment is, of course, stablecoins. What is it that's made them so hot, right?
I think, there's probably two things. One, it's a very clear use case. So people understand kind of what it is. It's a lot easier to explain a stable coin to your neighbor than it would be to explain the appeal of a meme coin, for example.
Yeah.
But also, it's any financial product that makes things faster and cheaper is very appealing, right? So with a stable coin, you can send money anywhere in the world in a matter of minutes and be completely finished with the transaction. On normal rails, on traditional rails, you're looking at, days, sometimes even over a week. So it has a very strong appeal that I think is just hard to ignore.
It's very hard to ignore. Clear use case. I think that's powerful. And given your background, why do you think that DeFi and TradFi are converging? What's brought the institutions into the conversation recently? It seems like the momentum's really improved.
Yeah, I think you're right. The momentum is really there right now. I do think we've seen a lot of institutional interest in the space for a long time, but it's been almost theoretical, right? Like, What is this? What is it for? There's teams that have been looking. I mean, in some cases, you have institutions that have been looking at crypto or kind of involved in the space for over a decade. But
I used to work for one of them.
But taking that from idea to practice has taken some time. And I do think stablecoins have had a lot to do with that. That's something that you can present to your boss, right?
Yeah.
As an obvious win for everyone involved. But the other reason I think is also there's regulatory clarity now that we haven't had for a long time. And that's taken many years to get to a point. We have MiCA in Europe. There's digital asset license progress around the world, even in the US. Hopefully we're converging on some stablecoin regulations.
That's the Senate.
Yeah. So, we're getting there. And I think that really helps institutions to feel free to operate in the space.
Come clarity, can't come soon enough. I was like, let's talk about tokenized stocks and equities. They're making headlines, but I want to understand, why is that an unlock?
I think similar to the stablecoin use case, and then we've seen the treasury, use case. Stocks, again, there's something it's understandable. And if you can tokenize stocks, you can, again, make it faster, cheaper, and just a better user experience to access U.S. markets. So just like there's a lot of demand for the U.S. dollar, just like there's a lot of demand for U.S. treasuries around the world, there's a lot of demand for U.S. financial markets and capital markets. And so what we're seeing is you're making them more accessible, you're making it fast and cheap to invest. Hard to ignore that.
And we've seen, as you rightly point out, that finance is going on chain, stablecoins, lending, credit, and of course stocks. But as those kind of more complex products go to other markets, do you think it will be the consumer that adopts them? Is it corporate treasuries? Are you seeing that demand for that portfolio from any particular user base? And who's the ideal client profile for tokenized stocks?
That's a really interesting question. And I think it does vary to some extent around the world. You do have retail interest. We primarily, really only at this point work with distribution partners. So I can tell you, from our partnerships and from, those that we're talking to that are in our pipeline, as it were, it ranges incredibly widely. So, we have institutional interest, we have neobanks and, brokerages around the world that are looking to just enhance their offering, enhance their user experience. We even have, of course, we have Web3 native partners, wallets, and other protocols. So I do think that just like the demand for U.S. stocks is global in nature and ranges from, the very biggest investors in the world to, the
Consumer.
auto-enrolled 401k participants and other consumers. I think that holds for the tokenized version of it as well. Again, we're taking something that exists at Dinari, we're backing it one-to-one, and we're just making it available in a way that is easier for people in terms of their user experience. You don't have to, go through a different brokerage account. You don't have to do anything complicated. You use the app that you're already using. We make it faster and we make it cheaper. For a financial product, that's simply a great value.
It makes me think of a company like DriveWealth or Alpaca a little bit. Those sort of infrastructure middleware companies that were sort of taking funds and relationships with custodians and many others and being a brokerage themselves and wrapping it behind an API. They didn't remove the expense, they just made it developer friendly. And I think when you can reduce the cost and you can increase the timeliness of some of these things, you expand the total addressable market. It's going to be exciting to watch you guys. So what do the next 6-12 months look like for Dinari?
Growth.
Says the chief business officer.
Exactly. It's very predictable coming from me. I think we've done a really great job at making our product very easy to integrate. So you've just alluded to that. Make it easy for our partners around the world to work with us. I think we've taken a very strong approach to regulation and making sure that we're very much on the risk averse side of how much regulatory risk do you want to take? We have taken the long-term view that one has to work with regulators and make sure that we are, making it easy for financial institutions to come to us and to partner with us. So you'll see a lot of news on that front, hopefully. Good news on that front. And we'll just continue to expand our offerings and our partnerships, and you'll be hearing a lot from us over the coming months.
Phenomenal. Where do people find out more about you and Dinari?
Obviously, you can go to our website, dinari.com, where we provide basic information. You can follow us at Dinari Global on X, also a great place, and read about us in the news.
Excited for that. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much.